have to admit, I haven't been more surprised by a certain characteristic of a car than I have been this morning on this road trip in this 2024 Toyota GR86. Well, good day everybody. You're watching Beyond the Test Drive, and I am out on our 111 mile highway performance test loop. This is where I see how comfortable a car is it road trippable, what kind of fuel economy it gets. And I have to admit, I was dreading this. I actually was supposed to get this GR86 out yesterday, but I wasn't feeling it, and I put it off because I've been driving this around all week, and this is the quintessential sports car. It's lightweight, it's loud, it's stiff, and getting it out on the highway was just not something I was expecting to be very enjoyable at all. I did take a soft top Miata on this same loop. I'll put the link up there, and the Miata was okay, so didn't have much expectation out of this GR86. So first things first, as far as interior sound out here on the highway. By the way, I'm on my way back to the gas pump now. I'm actually longer than 111 miles because I turned the car around to get some more miles in because of the sun angle. I did not want the sun angle in my eyes. That's what we do here Beyond the Test Drive. We want to make sure that you're getting a good view out. But anyway, loudness in the car. I am in 6th gear, right around 70 miles per hour. If I set the cruise control, 73, I'm a little over 3,000 RPM. And as far as interior sound level, it's all road noise, and I am talking a little loud. It is loud. I will put the decibels up there. I haven't measured it yet, but I will tomorrow. I would say it's on par with a Miata, but it's all road noise. The engine itself, I don't notice it at all. Even though it's 3,000 RPMs, this car really does settle down into sort of cruise mode when it comes to the engine, and that's been a big thumbs up for me. So road noise, there is a stereo that's upgraded in this premium. Podcast, music, they've all been pretty good to listen to, so no real issues there with interior sound. It's very, very comfortable enough. So that's surprise number one. Surprise number two has been the seat comfort. These seats are ideal for carving up a twisty road with the side bolsters, but I'm about almost 2 hours in, and I could probably go another hour before I would need to get out and sort of rest my back a little bit. There's no lumbar, but all down my back, they're very supportive. Maybe at the very, very bottom of the seat back is where I'd want a little bit more. But again, very, very surprisingly comfortable seats. Again, I've been almost 2 hours now, and I'm not squirming from a back issue at all. The other thing compared to, say, like a Miata is I can recline these a little bit more. If you're a bigger person, you got more fore and aft adjustability. I can put this seat back because of the way the clutch uptakes. I can put it farther back than I would normally like to drive. And for the passenger, they can recline too because you have that seat behind. They can take a break and relax back there too. So for two people, the seat comfort is good. You can recline them, and then the foot box is another big difference between this and a Miata. I got plenty of room to move my legs around in the foot box here and stretch my legs out, just, you know, so it's very, very comfortable. It's going to score over the Miata in all those aspects. I do have the cruise control on now, and you can see it's adaptive. I'm going to hit the blinker. That's the next big surprise, how good this adaptive cruise control has been. It does a very good following distance. It doesn't do hard braking. You can adjust it. You can got like 5 or 3 different settings here for your following distance. And the other thing I like is if you ever owned an older Toyota, it's an old stalk control. Almost any Camry had this stalk control on it. They brought that back for this GR86, and it works very good. So cruise control has been excellent. I typically don't use adaptive cruise control as much because of that. When I want to go around somebody, this thing accelerates right away. Once I put that blinker on and start getting into that other lane, this thing just starts accelerating. So that has been very, very good. Let's talk about visibility. That is probably another area where this is going to win over the Miata. I have a nice view out the front for if I am road tripping and I want to see the scenery, great view out the front. I got large mirrors giving me good view on each side there. I also have that blind spot. You can see it's a light. I like the light on the side. That's probably because of Subaru. I like that versus a light in the mirror itself. So you got blind spot out the back. That's another big plus. This mirror here pretty much frames out the whole rear window, so I got very good visibility out the back. Ride comfort, no issues here. You know, it's a little tiny car, but it's not jostling. It's not uncomfortable at all. Now, I do have Apple CarPlay wired up here. The way this screen is situated, this has really been a pleasure to use. It's so close to your fingers. It's not a big screen. The icons are very big, so also another nice thing. I kind of like this retro thing here. Oh, I should mention that we do have a full review of this GR86 out where I go into some of these other aspects, so definitely check that out. The steering wheel itself, you know, I gotta say it's not one of my favorite wheels, but you know, it's a little on the thin side, but I think that does help when you are on a road trip. The thinner wheel is just easier. As far as the incredible handling and steering of this GR86 out here on the highway, it's not darty at all, but man, does it track straight. And there's no play in here, but I haven't had any issues. It's not fatiguing as far as just darting around. Now, fuel economy, when I was about 60 miles out and I turned around, this gauge here is saying 32 on average. I've been averaging, I've had the cruise control set to 70, 73, 74. Cruise control's done a pretty good job of keeping it even over the hills. But again, everything about this car from a road tripability standpoint, extremely surprising. I would have no issue recommending this to somebody, because that's the deal, right? I mean, folks say, I want a GR86, I'm thinking about a Miata, but can I road trip it to save for the GR86? I would say definitely. Okay, let's get this back to the gas station and check out what our range is and what our fuel economy actually is on this GR86. Okay, we have just filled up back at the same gas pump that we started out this morning on. So here are the numbers. Hey, but before I get started on these numbers, I would like to thank you to our subscribers and for everyone for pressing play today. We'd love to have you check out all of our content. Definitely give this video a like if it brought you some value. And if you check out our content, like what you see, we would love for you to subscribe and come along for the ride. Okay, back to the numbers. Okay, so we actually, because we turned around to get the sun out of my eyes so I could film that last section, we ended up going 139.8 miles. It took 4.14 gallons, 4 squeezes of that pump to try to match what we did this morning. We averaged 63.3 miles per hour, which is pretty good. The trip computer had us at 32.2 at the highway. Based on our miles and gallons, the calculation was 33.8. So we beat the estimate that the onboard computer had. We have a 13.2 gallon tank. I'm just going to split the difference here at 33. And this will give you pretty much 400 miles or close to 400 miles of range if you want to go out on a long trip and drain the tank. You know, it's kind of funny because I almost, as I said earlier, I almost did not make this video today, and I'm sure glad I did. For what this car is intended to do, I have zero complaints about its highway performance. But we want to hear what you think, especially GR86 owners. Love you to weigh in on, do you road trip your GR86? I do think this beats the Miata out on the road. Again, check out that Miata video if it's not out there yet. Definitely check out our full review of this GR86. And we'd love to hear from you Miata owners. I'm sure you're going to weigh in and chime in if you like to road trip your Miata. Well, there you go, guys. Appreciate you coming along today. It's been a blast this morning. Love those morning drives. And as always, have a great day, morning or evening, wherever you may be.